Hello, my name is Joan Simalchik. I'm just retired history professor at the University of Toronto and the director of Women and Gender Studies. Most importantly for this interview, I was the coordinator of Solidarity with Chile in Canada from the 1970s right to the 1990s. And this is really being done because the local committees still existing or remnants of in Canada are donating the material from the 50 years of Solidarity to the Museum of Memory and Human Rights. One of the things throughout the 50 years were significant campaigns that continued. In the beginning, there was an issue to allow Chilean refugees into Canada, because at that time, Canada had no refugee policy. Much work, especially by Canadian churches, was done in order to open the door to people fleeing the horror of the Pinochet government and the military significant. Also, what we learned right away, Canada sadly within weeks recognized the military junta. We had a lot of activity to try to affect government policy and to have a humane human rights policy towards Chile, South Africa, and the rest of the world, but particularly in our case on Chile. Also, then we discovered that the first country to invest in Pinochet, Chile, was sadly a black mark on Canada, and it was again this mining company, Noranda, that within a few weeks after the coup invested in mining. So we would do along and organize boycotts of Chilean materials by the junta. And again, we were really concerned about urgent actions, and in terms of what was happening in Chile, we had to be ready at a moment's notice to act when people were endangered, when the disappearance policies were happening. We knew through Amnesty International, who we work very closely with, how we had to move fast in order to get those telegrams out. In those days, it was really difficult. Took a long time. You had to telex Amnesty in London to get it on, and it took a while. But they were pretty quick, and we managed to save some people's lives, as did others in the world on those kinds of campaigns. This banner, Toronto Action for Chile, was sewn by longtime Solidarity activist Jenny Dickey to take to Chile in 1990 for the transition to democracy events. And we were happy, both of us, to carry this down La Alameda the day of the transition and to be part of the parade of democracy into Chile. We had hoped to take it into the stadium, the National Stadium, the next day, to be part of the Acto de Democracia, but because we were not very thoughtful, we didn't realize that it should have been hidden and taken in, because carrying it in like this, we were stopped by the Comandante of Santiago, who said, only Chilean flags can come in. And he said he had to take it away from us. So he promised that we could pick it up at the police station the next day. And we were sure it would not have been safe, but in fact, when Ginny went to retrieve it, he had it in the trunk of his car, offered her tea, and gave her back our banner. We're taking it back now to Chile, along with a story of the saga of the Thatch banner, to reside in the museum.